have you ever had an old pair of shoes?
Yeah.
Okay, did they ever fall apart where your toes are hanging out the front and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of talks and flops at you as you walk around?
Well, I don't let me get that far with that.
Okay, I think I've had maybe one pair like that. See, this can happen naturally. That's what's going to happen if nothing's, I guess, sustaining these shoes. And not a whole lot. Hold on a second. Not a whole lot of things sustain shoes. For instance, I just had someone write in here and says, in contrast to the caller's question, for 40 years the Israelites wandered in the wilderness, yet their clothes did not decay. This is God's hand of protection, but removing his hand allows entropy to happen, i.e. the fall of man.
Oh, entropy. Oh, man.
I wouldn't. Hold on a second. I'm not going to say entropy as a whole because you still have to break down food in your digestion system and so forth, and that's entropy right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's a fantastic example of God's sustaining power, protecting them and keeping them from wearing down their clothes and so forth in these 40 years. And so I would say it's probably very similar to that.
Okay, here's what I'm trying to get at. It seems like, I don't know if you hold this, but it seems like Hovind does, that Adam was, at least initially, a perfect organism. Like his DNA was just designed to do what it was supposed to do. There weren't, like, I would guess there wouldn't be a broken allele.
Gluogene, or, yeah.
Right. So when Adam fell, so to speak, did it mean that Adam's DNA was changed in every cell of his body? Did it mean only the cells that became his sperm? Did it mean like his kids would be mutated? I mean, I'm trying to understand what the creationist perspective is.
It was like I just told you. That makes man vulnerable to these types of things. I can't tell you exactly what happened. I think you're really beating out a dead horse because I already told you I can't tell you exactly what happened because the Bible doesn't say. It's not a biology book. It speaks about biology, but it's not a biology book. The fall of man is not supposed to be some genetic explanation for why we have problems today. It's an overview. God took away his sustaining power just like he had his sustaining power with the children of Israel for 40 years. He took that away. Now, if you want to look further into that, fantastic. I strongly encourage it. But I don't have all the answers on that. I don't think anybody does.
Okay, even without you having all the answers, I can still debate this with you a little bit.
Well, I honestly think you're going to be wasting your time because we've already spent 9 minutes of it. And I already told you the Bible says that man fell from disobeying God.
See, the Bible doesn't say that gluo broke because Adam took fruit from the tree. That is an interpretation that creationists are putting on this.
This is what makes, well, I think you're really just, honestly, I mean, I'm trying to be sweet about it, but I think you're really just wasting time here.
Well, okay.
I really don't think we can discuss the origin and what caused or what exactly took place whenever man fell. Because neither you nor I were there. And in the same respect, I don't think evolutionists should be able to say dogmatically this is what happened.
Well, here's the thing, Jonathan. I mean, it may be, but I mean, you're saying that you don't know what happened. That's fine. It's honest. I think that Kent Hovind is equally as ignorant as you are about what happened.
That's fine, but he's not in the room to defend himself. So
I'm not trying to attack you.
I'd really prefer you not to be Hovind bashing while he's not in here.
I'm not trying to Hovind bash. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Nope, I don't think any creationist would have an answer to my question. I think what they would do...
No, what it is, you have to understand, this is not a modern look at it, observe it, test it, and figure out. It's not something that's in the here and now. This took place 6,000 years ago. You cannot know exactly what happened. And that's something I think some of these airheads out there who get up on, the Nova channels and stuff like that, they want to stand up and sound so authoritative and say exactly what happened 3.5 billion years ago, exactly what happened.
That's retarded.
I know that, so I cannot, and that's the reason. You will not get an exact answer, if that's what you're looking for, about the fall of man, because, one, no one was there. Nobody was there.
Like I said, I'm not looking for an exact answer. I'm just
you were bringing up exact mechanisms like radiation and stuff like that.
Just any kind, any proposed mechanism. I mean, like you say, these stories that evolutionists invent about, oh, well, our brains got bigger because we started using tools and started walking upright and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, this may be a reason why this happened, but it could be, total bunk. Mm-hmm. We'll probably never know what the real story is.
It's like
but
I told
at least there's some kind of plausible explanation that has a mechanism that makes sense in the light of science. What I'm trying to say about creation science is that it doesn't do that. No creationist, as far as I can tell, is going to have an explanation for what the fall of man means. They just use it as a panacea over the entire issue.
No, like I just told you, God apparently took away some of his sustaining power. I don't know exactly what happened to man. I don't know what happened whenever God did that genetically on the molecular level in Adam's DNA. I don't know, and I can't know.
Okay, well, okay. Let me say one more thing before I get off the air then. Okay. So no matter what it was that happened, right, at the fall of man, is it still happening?
We're in it. You know, it's just like when the legs break from beneath the table. They're not going to continue breaking. It's done. You know, we're on this long road of destruction now.
Are you saying that the propensity of DNA is to be totally broken and malfunctioning and exhibiting poor design, and that it was just the hand of God that was stopping that from happening?
Without God's sustaining power, that would take place. Just like with the children of Israel, just like with the children of Israel, without God preserving them within 40 years, that stuff would not, you know, what took place in those 40 years would not have taken place had God not been preserving them.
Okay.
Now, I can't explain the whole spiritual implications of that, because if you could fit the spiritual, you know, ramifications of that and tie all that together in your 3-pound brain, if I could do it, then God wouldn't be worth worshiping. Now, I can understand your view. If you want to say, well, that sounds frivolous, that's fine. Then you can do that. But that doesn't change the whole notion that perhaps this is the truth here. And I just don't know the answer to it, because I don't think anyone will know the answer to any absolute answer to any origin subject, evolutionist or creationist.
No, I don't think anybody has any absolute answers, but at least, you know, scientists, if they're honest, will admit it. The ones they get up on TV, like you say, may not, but scientists in general...
I'm being honest right now, and I'm telling you, I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that it says man fell when he disobeyed God. Now, what that means, I guess, is for another discussion, but whatever happened, happened, and now we're in it.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep bashing you, so I guess I'll just call in when Hovind. Is he going to be here tomorrow?
I believe so. He's just taking a lot of the staff out to dinner today.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later then.
All right. Well, have a good day.
Bye.
All right. That was Jared. Calls in a lot. Good guy. Let's see here. As good as anybody can be, I'm sure.